Hey guys, I got 2 packages of books. And yes, of course, I can look inside a little bit. Those are books. And those books, recently I've been keening on reading some horror detectives novels, like Sherlock Holmes. But Sherlock Holmes is not that of a horror, but those, for example, the books Die For Me, or like A Good Day to Die, or those other kinds of novels, those are detective stories, and I love it because it makes me like really interested about how they find the crime and who is the criminal and who died, whatever that is. And most importantly, it's very hard to find those horror detectives. Those horror detectives are like very good book, the best-selling book in the world, but it's very hard to find them in my country, Vietnam. So that's why I have an uncle. It's not an uncle, he's like a neighbor next to my house, and he traveled overseas to work there. And once I have a book called The Death on the Nile, and he knows it, and he sent me some pictures of his bookshelf and asked if I like any book, I can just choose it and he can give it to me as a gift. So this is 2 packages. Special thanks to him. Okay, now let's open it with me, shall we? And basically this morning, on a Sunday morning, I received it at home. I received it when I was watching TV. And then there's a shipper come into my house and he said this is a package for me and it's totally free. So I really appreciate it, pretty much. Those are like really thick books and like qualified books. So now I will open the first package. Wow, very beautiful. I guess I will have to use a scissor. Okay. Now I see the books. Those are like brand new, which is excellent. Here it is. This is just like the cover paper, so it's not necessary. I will put this aside and throw it in the bin later. So I got 2 of these books first. The first one is Die For Me, But Playing Games Will Kill You by Karen Rose. So horror detectives. Yeah, and those are inside the story. And the second book is by the best-selling author of Relentless, A Good Day to Die. But You Can Run But You Cannot Hide by Simon Kernick. That sounds scary, but I love to read those. And let's open another package and I will show you all of the book later. Okay, this package too. So this is like, it travels from overseas from here. So I really appreciate it because like I did not know that there are so many of those horror detectives I've always wanted. I think my neighbor, he sent to me 5 of those books. Okay, now I'm gonna open the second package. I think they use the special film for food. Like my family, we always use the special film for food, but this time they use it to cover the package. Wow, that's like really a lot of it. When will this ever end? I think the fastest way is just to cut it through. It's the fastest way. Yeah, indeed. It is the fastest way. Why did I think of this? Okay. So I got this next book. Ooh. #1 best-selling author of Strike Back. So this is Extreme Night Strike by Chris Ryan. Another book. And another book here, I think it's about Sphinx, A Secret for 1,000 Years in Egypt, T.S. Lerner. And the final book here is The Poisoned Island from the author of The English Monster, Lloyd Shepherd. The Poisoned Island seems scary. So those are the books. I will put this all up aside for later. Now I'm going to show you all of the book. So first off, The Poisoned Island. By looking at it, you will definitely see that maybe this is like a special island. I haven't read what is the story about yet, but inside, here's like the letter inside. The smell of new books. I love smelling the smell of new books. So this is London in 1812. The Solander arrives in the Thames, crammed with botanical specimens and laden with the mysteries of Tahiti, a dark paradise of bloody cults and enticing natives. So this sounds scary to me, and I would love to read those detective novels. So basically, I think this is all about the island and like a bloody island. It described London in 1812. And if anyone read this, please tell me what it's about, but don't spoil. I don't want any spoiling. I want to read this. So first off, The Poisoned Island. The second book here is A Good Day to Die. I love it. You can run, but you cannot hide. So whenever you run, you cannot hide. Everyone will find you. And this is like a best-selling author, Simon Kernick. So basically, let's see what this is about. Ex-cop Dennis Smell is intent on revenge. His best friend has been brutally executed, and Mind wants to know who did it and why. So basically, his best friend has been executed. But London is a dangerous place, especially for a man on his own. Oh, I seem like those books are all like British author, because they all represent London. And although his former colleague don't know Mind's back in town, it soon becomes clear there are people who do, and that they'll stop at nothing to get him out of the way. So it's a man who wants revenge and who wants to save his best friend. Very good book. The third one is Sphinx, A Secret for 1,000 Years. So Sphinx is basically a very famous statue in Egypt. So it's like Alexandria, Egypt in 1977. During a dive to an old shipwreck, archaeologist Isabella Warnock uncovers an artifact unlike anything she has ever seen. And her discovery. And number 4 is Extreme Night Strike. I think this is like a series of book. There's a series of book named Strike Back, and this is Chris Ryan, Extreme Night Strike. And it's all about war, I guess. And the last book, which is the thickest one, it's like, you may think it's very heavy, but it's actually very light. Very light. So Die For Me, but Playing Games Will Kill Ya, by Karen Rose. So this is all about a secret cellar, an isolated field, a living hell, and all of it. So those are the 5 books. Very nice gift by my neighbor. And I love all of those books. So thank you very much. Bye.